Epi is upon, demos is the people, and ology or ologist is the dialogue about or study of, which really the root word is logos. So the study of what's upon the people.
The term epidemiology is something that we continuously try to explain kind of what that is. Basically, I think that it is the study of understanding the risk of whether it's disease, environmental issues.
I do a bit of data analysis, as most epidemiologists do, but I also get to work with the community a lot and get to really explain the story behind their data.
The Great Lakes Intertribal Epidemiology Center is in its 18th year of operation, and it was established as one of the first tribal epidemiology centers nationally.
The different programs that are going on, because they are focusing on better eating and better health. As one health director said, last year we lost 2 toes. Now, as you know, in diabetes, often, it's legs, it's feet, and it's a lot of them if it's not taken care of. And to her, this great success was last year only losing 2 toes out of their entire population.
When I first started here 8 years ago, only 3 tribes were reporting their diabetes audit data, so that you could see a general picture of those diabetes indicators throughout the region. Within about a 2 or 3 year period, in our outreach and education to tribes and inclusion, all the tribes in the Bemidji area, all 34 plus 4 urban Indian programs were collecting and reporting their diabetes audit data. And our primary responsibility is to help tribal communities collect and use data and apply it to health planning and programming and evaluation and understanding exactly how their efforts are moving forward to address the tremendous disparities that are existing in tribal communities.
Inherently growing up on the reservation, I know about health disparities. I guess I didn't learn about how to think about or talk about them in an academic way. So I think it was really neat to be able to put those 2 pieces together about this is my lived experience and then this is what we can do to help and work together to fix it. Later on, after leaving the reservation and living in a different community, I can see that, oh, you mean not everybody's grandma is diabetic? I think the big difference that I noticed was the obesity rate on reservation versus off, and the diabetes rates, and I think probably cancer too, and smoking, things like that. But you don't notice them until you leave and you have something to compare them to.
Oftentimes what you'll see in smaller populations is that they're lacking the sort of numbers that the wider community needs to have to really believe that there is an issue, believe that there is a problem. And if you don't have those numbers, you sort of don't exist to the wider world, to the states or to the feds. So we really do put some work into, capturing that data and then to explain to, the federal government or to the states, that people aren't just making this up. This problem is real.
We help the communities by providing support for them and providing them opportunities to do interventions in their community that hopefully will prevent or reduce chronic disease. So right now we look at physical activity, healthy nutrition, reducing commercial tobacco use, social emotional wellness, and the physical environment. And what are some things we can do? And so some communities have done gardening projects, some communities have done work on tobacco, some have done work on traditional foods, some have done work on physical activity. If youth were using traditional tobacco in ceremony, they were 4 times less likely to have smoked in the last 30 days or to have ever tried smoking. If they were taught spiritual tobacco use with commercial tobacco, like cigarettes, then they were 4 times more likely to have smoked in the last 30 days.
It is also important data for the tribe to look at clinically where their measures are falling short and where to apply additional clinical services. For example, because they may have had a high rate of toe amputations or consequences from diabetes, which are very frequent, they may have decided to hire a podiatrist, for example, to really try and address that issue.
Everyone travels a lot, so there's a lot of travel reimbursement vouchers. We do meetings and trainings and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of planning for those and where they're going to be, who's going to be there. When we do have trainers come in, there's coordination of their travel and stuff like that.
This is the first job where I can honestly say 95% of the time I love coming into work every day. We're a very close-knit family, and EPI love is the perfect word to describe how we work as a team. It's just, we all love and care about each other, and that I think gets portrayed into how we do our work too, because we are so close-knit. We want to see the communities do better.